of Jonestown. I've been living there for 10 years, probably graduate student in Inland right now, doing a master's in social media, which is the only place in the world that offers it. And I'm one of the 5 people who will be the first ones to get it, I guess. So we did this presentation in Jonestown for the Jonestown City, for the borough, and the borough approved it. And so the whole idea is, this is a project that I presented to my graduate school professors in Inland, in Birmingham. And so what my town is, it's a social enterprise which aims to build a stronger community by educating and empowering citizens digitally to ensure sustainable civic engagement. Do this. Biggest reason, very few local governments are online. And why is that important? Because nowadays, most of the information that you find, people, they go first place is online. So why do this? Biggest reason, made local government more transparent. It worked in Capones, which is Spain, which has a population of about 300 people. So Capones, an interesting story is, it's a small town in Spain which has no cell phone signal. You can imagine what kind of infrastructure they have. But recently there was a person that was there in the local government that decided that they wanted to live stream all of these council meetings to all 300 people, about 200 people in the small town. So what they did was they set up a camera and live streamed the event for people to join from home. So they could be sitting at home, watching the meeting, and during the public input session, they had the option of asking a question if they had any questions from the comfort of their home. And what this did was it allowed people who couldn't make it to the meetings to be part of the meeting and participate and give their opinions if they wanted to. And the way they did it was a little different because the person went out to all 300 people, or every single house in Capones, and kind of taught them how to use the tools, which Lebanon County can't do because they're, the population is not 300 people. The population is 128,000 as of 2008. So it has 36% of Lebanon's population is young, 18 to 44. And nowadays, it's really hard to get young people involved in politics, or it's always been hard to get young people involved. So you use this tool to kind of, because they're already on it, a lot of young people are already on it, so why not use the tool to kind of get them to participate as well? I was talking to Joel a couple of days ago, and we talked about one way of doing it, which didn't hit me originally, was use the public library. Public libraries already have computers, and for a high school student to graduate, they need some sort of community service. So why not get those students who already know how to use computers better than a lot of other people do, get them out to the library to volunteers, as volunteers to teach people how to use these tools. One of them is to use the library. The other would be have a computer out in the lobby of this building. You get people coming in and out every day. Have a volunteer out there. Spend 5-10 minutes to show them that here's how you can access all this information. This is how you would get to it. If you have any questions, have a designated person sit there an hour and answer the emails with questions about what people might have. Once you implement these tools, it gives businesses the opportunity to kind of use these tools as well to get to those people who already use the tools that you taught them how to use, and that way businesses can grow. So a perfect example nowadays is they have this whole, so if you have a phone, people can, so if you're in a restaurant and you have a phone, you can kind of go on your phone online and kind of say that you're at this restaurant. So your friends know that you're at this restaurant. So what businesses are doing is, what they would do is they find the person who is there the most, because this is information that people decide to put on the internet themselves. So it's open for anyone to get. So what businesses look at that information and they go, oh, this person is here all the time. How can we kind of give them an incentive to keep coming here? So little coffee shops, what they're doing is they're offering free coffees to the person. So this tiny chat principle that I have here is that's how you would live stream the event. So And the other crucial part is implement American version of Fits My Street. So if the street outside my home or the street light outside my house doesn't work, or there's a pothole on the road, I go on this website and report it, and then someone comes out and fixes it, and then if it's not fixed, other people can go on and kind of say that, oh, this still hasn't been fixed, oh, this still hasn't been done.
Jigar, you had mentioned, and I don't know, sometimes when you present so much information, it's hard to
Take it all in, yeah.
take it all in. But you had said about the social media. Do I understand correctly that we could have a computer screen here in front of the chairman, and we could have a Twitter account hooked up with our social networking, with our live streaming, and people could Twitter in a question during public comment? And
they could, yes.
And we could then address it, that sort of thing?
Yeah, but with social media, it's not a one-way tool. So
Right.
if someone asks you a question, or on the other side, if no one responds or no one does anything, then it's like sitting in front of a fireplace and talking to yourself.
Right.
So the way I look at social media communication is, if you think about it back in the day, people would sit around a fire and talk to each other about their stories, tell them about what happened to the day. People would come from the community to a fireplace and kind of talk about what's going on. When I think about things like social media, it's exactly the same. The only difference is people are in comfort of their own home around the world. Now that's where it gets big. Before it was people from your neighboring communities. 5 miles out, 10 miles out, if you walk that much, you would come. But now it's 200 miles, 10,000 miles away. People are having conversation. I think that's what's important, is that it creates that fire, around the fire, sitting around the fire kind of environment, but in comfort of your own home, and you can talk. If you have an email account, you don't need fancy social media. Email is a way of social media. If you have an email account, that you have people kind of give you responses, and if you don't answer them, or if you don't say thank you very much, or even a one-liner, then it's pointless. There's no point of doing that, because you're not really creating any kind of communication. It's just a one-way thing, and I think that's where it's crucial. I think it's a good tool for any local public official to use, because it gives them input on what people think, not what someone else thinks. It's what directly coming from the person. So it's like having a conversation. It's like going door to door and asking the person, "What do you think about this? What do you?"
So to install this fireside chat by the commissioners, what does it cost?
Well, a camera, and that's it, and internet.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it does. There are tools online that do it for free, and so all you need is a camera. So Jonestown, for example, is doing it for. They approved a certain budget, but the camera's gonna be $80, and that's it. So that's their one-time cost for having this for the next 10, 20 years.
And if people would tune in, so to speak, on their computer and look, what would be the reasons that they wouldn't come to the meeting in person like everyone here has today?
Well, time. It's Thursday at 9:30. Most people at work. It's really hard to take off work if they want to. So the advantage of live streaming it is you can have the option of archiving it, and people can go back and listen to it or look into it. So if you think about high school history class, learning about local government, or the government class learning about local government, what better way to teach them than actually have live stream live?
John?
In theory, would it also be possible to, say, have one camera here at this building, and other organizations could also have access to it? So, for example, city council, or
Oh, definitely, yeah.
so it could be a shared cost.
Oh, definitely.
You'd probably have to have two cameras, so it'd be
Yeah,
two times
yeah,
$80.
But Birmingham City Council, they're taking about on this new project, doing exactly that. Birmingham City Council, interestingly, spent $2.1 million on their website, but they didn't have any public input on what should go on their website. What happened as soon as the website went out, people were outraged. A small group of people got together and made up their own website on what they wanted to see with public input, And now that website is more popular than Birmingham City Council's website. Money isn't everything. Spending millions of dollars isn't going to get you the results. It's asking what people want is going to get you the results.